Teams that didn't make moves,
right?
The Braves, the Yankees, Jake and I, Dodgers,
Rays.
but Dodgers didn't need to. If the Dodgers made any moves, it'd be small, like Cub-like moves,
But they already have Gore there, so they don't need a fast dude.
Dodgers were supposedly on Lance Lynn till the end.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there with Lance Lynn not being moved, and they were getting so many offers.
I didn't know he had another year of team control, so that makes a little bit of sense for the Rangers. Maybe they're going to do what you've said, Jim. Keep him into the offseason.
That's what I said about Bundy and Lance Lynn. Like, if you still believe you're trying to compete next year, you hang on to those guys.
Bundy.
If you sell Bundy at his highest value
neither of those
ever,
teams are going to fucking compete next year.
but they believe they will. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you sell Lance, that's what I said a couple days ago. If they sell Lance Lynn and Bundy, they're admitting they're not trying to compete next year because they have the next year of team control. And I don't think they want to admit that to their fan base and their audience because both those teams are trying to convince their fans of the opposite.
A team on the opposite end of that same spectrum, the Giants stand pat, but I think it's kind of a fun one. Like, hey, NL slog. If Gossman and Cueto are going to twirl it for you, let's go. Gabe Kapler at the helm.
Gabe Kapler getting the most out of his individuals.
Manager of the year? I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to hear Jake and I frustrated about the Yankees, I'm sure you can go listen to that. Maybe the Braves fans feel the same way. A lot of these relievers went for nothing, and the Yankees desperately needed another top arm in the back of their rotation. So, confusing.
Twins did nothing.
Twins? Yeah.
Yeah, it's another team.
Surprising.
This is what's going on with... Man, we saw this happen last year, and now with the expanded playoffs, we're really seeing it where the teams making the biggest moves are the teams that are not making the playoffs. The Reds last year, the Mets this year. The trade deadline has become, because they don't like giving guys big money in free agency, the trade deadline has become, well, even if we're not really competing this year, let's grab this guy because he's got years, controllable years afterwards. The CBA has flipped the thought process of the sport.
And I just think this year adds to it because everyone's still in it. If the Mets go, it's Jake's 5-1 rule. If any team in the NL goes 5-1 in a week, they're the 5 seed. So if you're the Mets, I know we have them Metsy as a Getsy in our heads, but they can't think that way. So they say Todd's gonna brighten it up. We're gonna have a good week and we're back in it. So I don't know. It's kind of fun. Is a little bummer as the Yankees. Trev, I was searching for answers myself, but do you think money tied in? We've done this conversation before, but the Yankees being their only company, it's not like they've got a hedge fund or an oil trust or something like that. They're the Yankees. Do you think Cashman maybe got a little bit of the you can't add money, or am I just making excuses for myself?
They're pretty cheap. All the salaries for rentals are really cheap.
And they just laid off 60 people. Someone pointed that out the other day. If you lay off 60 people and then you bring in someone that gets paid $5 million, I don't know.
I am sick of this shit, dude. The MLB made them go from 8 minor league teams to 4 minor league teams. The MLB proposal. What do you think the Yankees are going to do with all those employees that worked at the other 4 teams? They have to lay them off. Then the Yankees lay them off because MLB said we're shutting down 4 of your teams. And then all the headline writers in the media say, Yankees, what terrible people. They're laying off people. They were fucking forced to shut down 4 clubs. And every writer's just going to spin it like the big bad Yankees. They would have kept paying them. I'm sure they really wanted the 4 other teams to develop guys. As the most annoying thing is you told them they couldn't have 4 extra teams. All those 4 teams had coaches and instructors and scouts. So, of course, they're out jobs.
Go off, King.
I love it.
That was the most annoying.
That
was the most annoying week of media. Yankees laid off 80 employees. You shut down 4 of their teams.
Yeah, and we're
what
also
are they going to do?
getting,
just pay them to sit around an empty stadium?
We're also
scout
getting
ghosts.